Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The Fall Line is a true crime podcast covering the coldest cases in the southeastern United States and occasionally beyond. We focus on the missing persons, the unsolved murders, and the unidentified does that don't get media attention. Empathetic and intensively researched, The Fall Line will take you on deep dives into unsolved cases that you've never heard of and make you wonder why you haven't. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, I'm a medium, and this podcast is for those who wish to understand the wonderful world of spirit. Where do we go when we die? I'll share stories of mine as a medium and other mediums in our journeys, plus you will hear real-life client readings so that you can know without any doubt that your loved ones in spirit are around you all the time. I'm Jen, and this is the Singing Medium Podcast.
It's going to be around 12 minutes exactly. We'll keep it to. So disclaimer, I'm letting you guys know what's happening. You guys know I microdose, so today's microdosing day. I got the good ones. If you want to know the good ones, send me an email or a DM or whatever, and I'll tell you, because I don't want to say the product or the name brand online, but it's all good. So, and again, I'm not, other disclaimers, I'm not promoting the use of plants or medicines or anything that is not something that is aligned for you, that you are not capable of handling at this time in the moment, or not advised against, or that it's advised against by a doctor or a mental health professional. So this is just me, myself, and I, as always, sharing my experiences. So before I share what came through today, which I just recorded around like 2 p.m., and it has a little like remnants of something that Jim Carrey once said, which I thought was very cool, that came through for me to explain to you guys and share some sort of spiritual truths with you. And that's going to be part of a video that I hope it sounds okay. So if it sounds a little bit different, it's because I recorded it as a video. So one thing I want to share with you is that Chad and I just came back from a much needed getaway, like off the grid. No phone. Well, we had phones, but I didn't use mine. He did. It was like no running water. We had to boil our kettle and our for tea water and coffee water on the stove. I love the smell of wood stoves. I love being there every second of it, and I highly recommend you. Like normally when people book Airbnbs, we go straight for the cottage, or we go straight for the hotel, or we go straight for like a bed and breakfast. But I highly recommend you try going off the grid to one of those domes. So it was like a 300 square foot dome. It had a loft. You can see pictures of it on my Instagram, elevate.hersoul, if you want to see the pictures of it. And just really, really recharging. And you don't realize how like amped up you are until you choose to decompress, which is what I did. So got off all social media, just meditated, got quiet the whole time, just really felt more like myself. And then you notice the difference when you're like totally calm and like in your body again, and you're rested, and you're taking time to read books, and you're doing all the things that we used to do before phones came into our life and the Wi-Fi came into our life, all Wi-Fi there. You don't realize until you have that calmness, and then when you go back into your life, you're like, whoa, it's like system overload. So for me personally, it's like being a psychic, receiving downloads constantly 24/7. And then one night we were there for 2 nights, and one night I heard, we're giving you the night off. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. But I did microdose the first day, and I'm telling you, this has nothing to do with it. This is not connected at all. So any kind of plant medicine that you ingest or whatever, again, doctor supervision, okay? has to be something that you feel called to do, that is safe for you to do so. And microdosing psilocybin, again, I'm just saying, is not really a psychedelic in the sense where you think that if you did a full-blown ayahuasca ceremony or you did a full-blown mushroom ceremony, this is like an iota of it, a microscopic taste of it. And I've talked about before that you are very aware of you being in your body, in your present moment, which is sort of, not sort of, it brings you back into soul alignment with your soul. You know, being on the phone all the time, always doing things all the time, being overstimulated, all these distractions that we have on ourselves, we place upon ourselves, are all things that are out of alignment with our soul, right? These are more human things that we get caught up in, and we can get scattered and expend our energy and waste our energy. But when you go and you sit with plant medicine just in the tiny little microscopic way, you have clarity. You become yourself. You're in your body. You're not thinking about the future. You're in the present moment. You're surrendering. You're doing. You know everything is okay. And because I was on the brink, man, I was on the brink of like losing my mind because of all the things that were going on. And the cool part is while I was gone and I didn't know what was going on, we actually changed the timeline. So that's really cool to see too. So the first night we were there, Chad went to bed super early. We're in this loft, and it's a stargazer dome, and so the roof is open. Obviously, it's like plastic, whatever they put on the dome, and then these triangles in the dome, and it's wide open. So it was pretty cloudy, but like when we went to bed, it was like you could see like it was a little bit to the left. It was kind of clear, so you could see the stars. And like just when I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, I heard in my head, get up and look out the window, and I'm like, all right. So I get up and I look out the window, and I swear on my mom, I swear on my children, I swear on my dog, I swear on everyone that I love, there was a UFO in the sky. I'm not joking. So this would be the second or third time I've actually seen that image in the sky. And again, it wasn't a psychoactive, it wasn't a psychedelic vision. This was actually happening. So first I thought it was a plane. So what I did was there was like the triangles, kind of like that are the dome pieces, right? I started measuring the light and how it was moving. So it was a white light and then a red light behind it. So you would think airplane, Jen, airplane. Okay, Jen, it's airplane. But the way it was moving in the sky, so I mapped it on the triangle. I was like, airplanes go straight across, right? Or they come straight at you, or they go straight away. They go straight. They don't go up, down, cross, sideways, diagonal, all in this one little triangle. And I mapped it. And then at one point it moved into the second triangle. I was like, oh, it's moving. Maybe it is an airplane. And it went right back to the first triangle. And it had lights and flashing lights. It was really hard to see, but I did make it out. And I was like, Chad, come and see the UFO. Like, yeah, I don't see it. I'm like, I'm not making this up. So part of being a psychic is sometimes when you're learning is you can think you're a little bit crazy, or like people don't really see what you see, because sometimes you see things that aren't there because you're seeing them clairvoyantly in the future as being, especially if you're physical clairvoyant, you actually see things that aren't there. Like one time I got into my friend's car and I'm like, oh, you got a new car. She's like, no, this is the same car you got. I'm like, no, this is a brand new car. I can smell it. It's white. She's like, this is the same car you've always got. I'm like, oh. And then she's still gonna get a new car. But anyways, so sometimes you can, but this I tracked it on the triangle. Okay, this was a full-blown UFO, and I was like, what are you doing here? Like, it was too far away for me to telepathically communicate with it. But anyways, I thought that was super cool. So leading into what you're going to hear in the next clip here on my phone when I did the video is being solely connected to everything, to one consciousness. So we already are all connected to one massive consciousness, okay? But we forget that because we are in our human meat suits, okay? We are playing a character, we are forgetting who we are, and we spend our whole lives, the first 40 years of our lives we're learning things, and then the last 40 years we're all unlearning everything that we learned, and we're trying to get closer to our soul, okay? So that's what I talk about in the next clip, and I hope you enjoy it. And remember, I am never here to say you should do this, you should do that. It's always follow your soul. Even if there's like a class I'm offering and you have to force yourself to take it, please don't take it, because it won't be good for you or me. Just go where your soul. If soul is like, I gotta do this, then do this. Okay? If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way. You guys know that. But remember, we're all consciousness and we're all connected. And I'll share one quick thing that I just got a few minutes ago while we're in this beautiful energy of microdosing is that now this might be a little bit too much to wrap your head around, and the problem is if you're wrapping your head around it, it's going to be really hard for you to understand what I'm saying to you. But if we're all one consciousness, which we are, we're the universe literally inside of ourselves. So Spirit said to me, every man and woman, they actually said child, but every man, woman, and child who has an internal battle or an ongoing war within themselves and has now energetically, collectively manifested actual wars in the world. So it's not like I'm not saying we're responsible for the war that is happening, and we're not responsible for the fight with the government and the Ukraine and the Russia. We're not responsible for that, but it's a culmination of years and years of us not being able to calm the war within ourselves. If you're in a battle with yourself, a battle of your mind, you have a war with yourself, like I should be this one way, and imagine the whole human race, most of the human race, having these issues for so long. That energy is so powerful because we don't realize how powerful we are. We have had to manifest on a bigger scale to show us our manifestation of being at war with ourselves, and to say, can we come back to ourselves, and can we not be at war with? How can I calm the war within? And remember that there's no war. They're inside of you. If there's a war going on, there's something that means that you're unhappy with something. There's something off, and your soul is feeling that offness and trying to figure out, which I know you're thinking when you say I'm trying to figure out what the gap is between who you really are and who you want to be. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. Enjoy this little part here, and I'll talk to you all very soon with some new psychic predictions.
So, I am microdosing today, and I'm just going to do a little riff here and see what comes out. So, what I'm thinking is that we are all playing a part. We are all assigned characters, and right now I am playing Jen, the person who comes on videos and shares with you some insight from spirit. There are other Jens. There are other multi-dimensional Jens. There are other human Jens. There are people that you meet who are mirrors to you, and everyone's a lesson, but they're also playing characters. And I need you to know that at the end of this journey, we're all going to meet each other again, like a big reunion, and in another dimension, another version of us, the pure essence that is us. And we're going to look at one another, even your enemy, and you're going to say, oh my God, that was so interesting. Wasn't that an amazing experience that we had? And the character that holds this essence will be gone, and there will be no more of who you thought you were being able to judge this experience that you're having when your journey's over on this life. So there's no judgment, and you're going to look at each other and you're going to embrace each other. You might be saying, oh, Jen's gone wacko, and I'm telling you that when I am super hyper connected to my higher self, which is what happens when you work with plants, that character starts to fall away, or you start to crack it like a hard egg. It's like a baby chicken inside the egg, and you gotta crack it a little bit at a time. And it starts cracking the facade, it starts cracking the egg, it starts cracking, and then sort of like what's inside of this shell. You've heard people say, oh, I'm just a shell of who I used to be. Well, that's a good thing. And you're like, what? No, that's a good thing. If you are dismantled right now, if you are being cracked open right now, this is a really, really positive thing. So going back to when it's the end of your journey and you're going to meet these people who you're having a really hard time with right now, or who are not nice to you, or showing you parts of it, are exposing you. These people are here to expose you, to break the character. It's like we're in this big play on the stage, and there's a heckler, or there's someone in the back who's trying to mess up your lines, who's trying to get you to forget your character, to break character just for a minute, so you can really show who you really are. So if you're in a play and you're like, I'm playing Josephine, and I have to act the way Josephine acts, and I have to dress how Josephine dresses, and I have to have her mannerisms, and all of these things, and these lines I have to read. And this heckler comes out and goes, you suck, shut up, get down. And you for a second break character. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing, to break character. That heckler in the audience is here to show you that you're playing a character. That heckler was put there on purpose to remind you that you're playing a character. And when it's over, when the show's over, we're all going to high-five each other. We're all going to be like, man, Thank you for doing that. Thank you for trying to expose me for who I really am. And I don't mean what you think right now is like, oh, I'm a fraud. You expose me for... No, you're not a fraud. You're playing a character. And pretty soon, you're going to remember by little pokes in your way of doing things or the way you present yourself. There are going to be people who poke holes in this. And that's a really good thing because they're reminding you that you're playing a part. Because a lot of us have amnesia and we all think that this is, something that we can control. We can't control any of this. We're not in control of this play. We are basically here to play our part. Okay? And it's not good or bad if you remember sooner than others that you're playing a character. It's not good or bad. That's a judgment. So there's no judgment when it's time to go. And I promise you that when it's over, said and done, when the play is over, what do you do when you go to a play and the characters and the cast and crew are done their show? They have a party. They have a celebration. They eat food. They drink wine. They go, good job. That was great. I love when you did that. That was fantastic. Did you see that standing ovation? That was amazing. That's what's going to happen. And it's nothing to be fearful of. And it's okay to make mistakes. Your character is going to flub their lines. I flub my lines all the time, right? There's a script. I really want you to pay attention to that. What character are you playing right now? Do you even believe that you're playing a character, or do you actually believe with 100% knowing that you are David, that you are so-and-so? And that's okay too. All of it is okay. So these are ramblings from a microdosing, fully tuned in psychic medium. Psychic and medium are also parts that I play in my sub-characters of Jen Abra. Have you ever just sat down and closed your eyes and be like, I am something else inside this meat suit and I'm looking out of someone's eyes. Whose eyes am I looking out of? I better stop there because there's gonna blow your mind if I keep going, but just stop and noticing and be like, who I'm looking out of someone's eyes, and who is this essence? Who is the non-character? Who is the person who is not playing the part? And why do you feel like you need to play a part? Why do you need to put on a show? Trust me, I ask myself all the time. Someone once said to me, not everything has to be a show, Jen. So then why does my character feel the need? Because that's the part it was assigned, to entertain and to make people smile and to make people to laugh and be silly and show messy parts. Okay? So I really want you to really dig in there and be like, which character am I playing? Am I tired of playing this character? You get tired of playing the character when you want to switch a new job, when you want to move to a new city, when you want to be single, or when you want to do this, when you want a major part in your life to change. That's a little bit of you exposing your character as well. I'm telling you, breakups are good. Divorces are good. Because they're no longer, it means you've grown. There's no longer a gap between who you really are and who you're becoming. You're undoing the character. You got the heckler. You're breaking lines. That's good. If you play the same part. So I play Josephine every single day in the same play, every day, every matinee, every evening. And every time I get the same reaction, everyone gets like, oh, wow, everyone stands up and applauds me all the time. Yay! It's like, I'm not going to be a big deal anymore. It's going to be boring. I want to play a new character. Right? So just pay attention to that. That's really important.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
And I'm Stacy.
And we make Trashy Divorces, everybody's favorite good podcast about bad relationships.
Looking for something true crimey without the gore or the body count?
We've been churning out funny, feisty, feminist episodes since 2019. So if you're looking to put some scandalous stories told well into your ears this summer, check out Trashy Divorces, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Trust us, we've covered someone you love.
Or someone you love to hate.
I drive my bus in a busy city. That's why road safety is so important to me. I know that I must slow down and be extra careful when I make a wide turn. Buses need more room than cars. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're driving, Remember to give buses plenty of time and space to finish turning before driving ahead. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.